Hello, Wealthy Nation. Good to be back. Let's talk about two receipts, both of them on the kitchen table. One from a supplement website, $387. Brain pills, memory pills, focus pills, 6 bottles. The other from the grocery store, $42. A bag of spinach, a bag of frozen blueberries, a can of olive oil, a pack of salmon, a small jar of walnuts. A man sits at the kitchen table. He doesn't know which receipt his brain wants because the industry has spent 36 years telling him the receipt with the bottles is the one that loves him. And we're here to tell you the truth. The brain you're trying to protect this week is built from one of those receipts, not both. 1. Citizens. Here's what your brain needs to know this week. Last week, we walked through domain 3, food, the fuel, and the rhythm. We told you about Morris and the mind diet. We told you about the foods on the list. We told you about the supplement aisle, the science left off the list. And today, we're going back into domain 3, but through a different door. Not the science door, the receipt door. Because this is where the truth lives for most citizens. Not in a journal, in a bank statement. How much did you pay for your brain this week? And who got the money? That is the question this segment is going to answer. Now let me give you the numbers. The global brain supplement market, over $10 billion a year. For some citizens, that bill is $20 a month. For some, it's $200. For some, like the man at the kitchen table, almost $400. Multiply that out. $400 a month, $4,800 a year. Over 10 years, we're talking about $48,000 on brain supplements that, according to the 2024 Lancet report, do not appear among the 14 risk factors. The science says you can do something about it. I want you to hear that one more time. $48,000 on something the largest dementia prevention review in the world did not list. Now, let me show you the other receipt. The mind diet groceries. Frozen blueberries, $3 a bag. A bag of spinach, $3. A bottle of olive oil, $8. A pound of salmon, $12. A jar of nuts, $6. Roughly $50 a week for one person for the foods the science actually keeps pointing to. That is the math. $200 a month for foods on the list versus $400 a month for the bottles that are not. The bottles cost more, and the food is what the science says builds the brain. Now, citizens, let me tell you what we see when the door closes. We clean a lot of kitchens. You know what we find under the sink? Supplement bottles, half empty, labels worn off. We find them on the counter. We find them in the medicine cabinet. We find them next to the coffee maker. In one home, we found a drawer full of bottles, 40 bottles. Some of them had not been opened ever. The citizen said, my husband ordered those before he passed. The subscription keeps coming. I don't know how to cancel it. That subscription was costing her $212 a month for 3 years after he was gone. Citizens, the industry knows how to charge you. It doesn't know how to feed you. So we're going to walk you through the truth. We're going to tell you this. Look at your bank statement this week. Find the auto renewals, cancel one, just one, and take the money you save to the produce aisle. If you missed last week's episode, here's the short version. The mind diet, Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurodegenerative delay, came from 20 years of brain research. 3 categories, 3. Leafy greens, 6 servings a week. Berries, twice a week. Fish, nuts, beans, olive oil. And the 2015 Rush study, 923 adults. Average, 4.5 years of follow-up. Citizens who followed the diet moderately, perfectly, moderately, were associated with 35% lower Alzheimer's risk. In 2023, a stricter test in the New England Journal of Medicine showed a smaller brain-specific edge. The foods do not change. Blueberries are blueberries. Olive oil is olive oil. That was last week. This week, we're looking at price tag. Now I want to talk to you about the receipt you don't see, the hidden one. Because here's the truth about food in the brain. And the supplement aisle will never sell you this. The food is not just nutrition. The food is the sitting down. The food is the setting of the table. The food is the chopping that gives your hands something to do. The food is the call to your daughter asking her how to make her grandmother's recipe. The food is the small ritual, the lighting of one candle, the using of a good plate, the taking of the time to chew. You can't buy that in a bottle. The supplement industry took 30 years to convince citizens that brain health is a transaction. I'm here to tell you that it's not. It is a practice. With a receipt at the grocery store, a practice with a hand on a wooden spoon, a practice with a chair pulled out from a table. The hidden receipt is the one that does not show up on your bank statement. It shows up in what you do between the time you bought the food and the time you sat down to eat it. That is the part that the industry cannot price. That is the part that is doing the work. Now, citizens, quick pause here. If this is the kind of truth that you came here for, I want you to hit subscribe, because every week we are here with one job: your brain, your money, and your health. And we do not ask the industry for permission to tell you the truth. Oh no, we don't care what the industry thinks. We don't care what they say. You are the truth. You are owed the truth. And if they don't want to give it to you, we are. Now, subscribers get every episode, every segment, every fact check, and they get it first. So I want you to subscribe and stay in the nation. Now, before we tell you about the man at the kitchen table, I want to give you a word about something that Bridget and I built together. Because some citizens need more than a blueprint. They need someone to walk into the home with them. So listen up, citizens. Most of you know Bridget and I co-own a Touch of Love Home Care. Now, we built it because families walk into the home care market and never get told the truth. Now, we are both certified dementia trainers. We don't sell ours. We sit at the kitchen table with you first. Companionship, personal care, dementia specialized support. For citizens and the people who love them, I want you to go over to atouchoflovehomecare.com if you want to learn more. Or better yet, give us a call. Our number is 203-927-7543, and we answer the phone. Now, back to that kitchen table. I want you to meet Tom, citizens. Tom is a 68-year-old retired. He retired 3 years ago from a job in insurance. His wife of 41 years passed away 2 summers ago. Last September, Tom sat down at his kitchen table with his bank statement. He saw something he hadn't seen before: $212 a month going to a supplement subscription, something that his wife has set up. She had been worried about her memory. She had set up the subscription 6 months before the diagnosis. The bottles had been arriving for 3 years. Most of them sat unopened in the laundry room. Tom didn't know how to cancel the subscription. That night, he called his daughter, and she did it for him in 11 minutes. The next week, Tom took the money he was no longer sending to the supplement company, and he went to the grocery store. He brought 1 bag of spinach, 1 bag of frozen blueberries, and a bottle of olive oil, 1 pound of salmon, and a jar of walnuts. He spent $48. He brought it home, pulled out his wife's recipe box, and he made her grilled salmon, the one she used to make on Sundays. He sat down at the table by himself and he ate it. And he told me later, that was the first thing I had cooked all year. Now, Tom is not eating perfectly. He's eating something that of what his wife taught him to make, with the money that used to leave his account in a way that did nothing. His brain is paying attention. See, the industry never respected us. We were customers to them. Numbers on a spreadsheet. But we're building a nation. And in this nation, the citizens get the truth. Now, here's what we say on this channel. Your brain, your money, your life. 3 words. All of them in the same sentence. Because they're not separate conversations, and they never were. The brain you're building this week with the receipt from the grocery store is the same brain that is going to manage your retirement, read your healthcare directive, spot the phone call that is a scam, watch over your grandchildren, make the decision of which chair to take. This is what we mean when we say your brain, your money, and your life. The receipt at the grocery store is the same receipt as the one in the retirement account. The supplement aisle does not want you to know that, but we do. So here's your starting point right now. This week, look at one bank statement. Find one auto renewal that you do not need and cancel it. Take that money and buy one bag of spinach. That is how the receipt changes. You walked into the kitchen today. You saw the 2 receipts. You picked one up. You're not behind. You're right on time. Now, citizens, before you go, if something in this session landed for you, I want you to subscribe, because we saved you a seat in the nation, and we'll be right here next week, every week, doing the same job with the same goal in mind: your brain, your money, and your life. Because we don't age quietly, we age wealthily. Take care of your brain, people.